Alright. Shit. Damn. Alright. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and talk real quick. Just to bring it full circle here. Um, so a couple questions I've been getting asked lately is, am I going to be dropping more music? Obviously, I have been, but it's not like something outside of the beats territory. And honestly, I think the biggest question I've gotten so far is I think the biggest question I've gotten so far is, will Vacant World 2 get a sequel? And frankly, I don't I can't neither I can't say right now is out of the question. But I can't say yes or no to that, honestly, is because like there's obviously there's other things going on with me personally that I still have to settle. And it's some real stuff that I'm talking to God about, and I'd rather just focus on that than anything else, because like honestly, why I even do music in general is primarily just to free myself, really, just to free myself from the reality around me in general. And some people may say that's a crutch, and some people may say that's the best medicine, but it's really, I would love to see myself make another album. I would love to do that again. I would love to go through that personally and just, you know, I would love to go down that road again and be in quote album mode like everybody be talking about on Twitter or whatever. But there's so many other things that I have myself that I have to focus on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's problems with me personally. It's problems in my family tree. Like it's things that I wish I could just be a part of, but as of now, I'll say a sequel to Vacant World 2 is, I would say, 60-30. Not even 60-40. It's 60-30, and 30% yes, 60%, and I'm sorry, it's a 70-30 chance. It's a 70-30 chance. And 70% no, 30% yes. And I say no because, like I said, I'm not in the headspace to, you know, put out anything meaningful. I'm not in a position where I can say that at any given point where it comes from is where can I where would I be able to take that? Where would I be able to land with that as a whole? And as a solo act myself, it's more of a situation like I'm so used to working with others, and I've been working with others for so long, is that at a point of where working on a project by myself, to me it's almost unheard of, because it's now at a point like why put out something that I know won't be well received? You know what I'm saying? like I'm still in a position where I want to make something out of myself as a person, not just as an, as an artist. So, like I said, I'm still going through some things mentally behind the scenes and all that. And right now, life is hard. Life is hard right now. But I will say this: the thing about me is that in my time away, I had multiple times to really look back at my life and think, what would I do without it? What would I do without certain things or certain people? And I realized all I really have is family. You know what I'm saying? Like I genuinely, like a few days ago I was really like going through it mentally. I was like struggling mentally or whatever have you. And my soon to be mother-in-law told me, just I think it was yesterday actually, she told me straight up, she was like, you got to give it to God, because people need you. And when she said that, it carved at my heart. That it really carved its way into my heart, like when she said that, because I realized that just wasn't my mother-in-law talking to me. That was God telling me, like, straighten up, youngin. And it's a situation like I've been thinking back on everything, really, just the grieving. I finally thought I was able to grieve my grandfather. I thought I was able to like move past his death or whatever. And because, like I said before, my grandfather is the reason why I kept doing this. That's why you kept seeing the Pops EP, Pops 1 year later, Pops Deluxe Edition. Like it really was why I picked up the saxophone to start with. Like the earliest starts of my career, I picked up that saxophone. And when it came down to a point that my grandmother had sold that said saxophone, which had been with my grandfather for like a good 30, 35 years, it cut me so deep at that point, and I was just like so bent backwards. I felt like my heart was being put through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just stopped. And I never picked up the saxophone again, and I just haven't ever since then. And when I finally dropped, Vakant World Deluxe Edition, is more of a situation like those were scrapped songs from the original Pops EP. Like, I was going to put those songs on the Pops EP, and I chose not to because I thought, you know, I played them for, obviously for my cousin Miles, those of y'all who know him or whatever. And obviously it was just me and him at the time. So I didn't have an opportunity to really, because like I said, at first I had told my grandfather, like, I would think like around like October of 2016, it was a little bit before my son's first birthday. I told my grandfather, like, I started doing music, you know what I'm saying? I started producing and all that other stuff. And my grandfather asked me back then, he was like, straight up, is that something you really want to do? And I was like, yeah, because I was like, I can't really rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really rap like that. So I'm like, it's at any given point, he was like, well, if that's what you want to do, he was like, I heard you playing my saxophone a few days ago. Like, if you really about to do something with that, let me know. I would love to hear it. And like before he got sick or whatever, I came to him the same day of my son's first birthday, and I told him, Pops, I finally recorded something, and I think the only song that the only song uh from the Pops EP was literally, he heard a change gonna come, and that was my grandfather's favorite song. That was like his go-to. Like when I taught him how to use YouTube, that's when he was like, he heard me play it, and he was like, it brought him to tears because he was like, you made me think of my brother. So he called my uncle Ernie, who later passed that coming January. Like literally, like I think maybe Yeah, like I think it was like January 12th, something like that. And the middleman stuff, but it's the fact that I'm going through something that is going to leave a bigger mark on me, on my heart, on my spirit. And to me personally, that God put me through the ringer because he wanted to see if I could handle it. And obviously I couldn't really handle it. I'm not allowed to really speak on my legal situation or whatever have you. But as I said previously, it's it's definitely at a point where I felt broke. Like I felt my whole body just be broken. I couldn't do anything. Like my spirit was put through the ringer. And now that the situation is getting to where it is, it's just like I talk to God and I'm just like I'm scared to death. Like I'm scared to death for real, because it's a situation like could really fuck me up. Like could really fuck me up. But at the end of the day, the same I'm telling y'all is the same I tell anybody else. I tell my fans, I tell my friends, my peoples, whatever have you. Like if you going through something, find somebody that you trust to talk to. Because I haven't had nobody to really talk to about it. But I'm gonna be alright though. Maybe when I get this situation out the way, I'll be able to talk about it and we see where we go with that.